Internet, and welcome back to On the Sofa Live. If you're new, do subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay in the loop. This story is from the Daily Britain. Reform's Wakefield Council cut school uniform support for 30,000 children 3 weeks after taking power. This article is by Jordan Scott. Reform's newly elected Wakefield Council has voted to slash its school uniform support fund by £1.3 million, just 3 weeks after taking power, scrapping a universal free voucher scheme that benefited all 30,000 school children in the district, regardless of family income, and replacing it with a targeted means-tested payment of £30 for children eligible for free school meals and families in financial hardship. The average cost of a school uniform in England is £337 per child per year. The previous Labour-run council operated a £2 million scheme providing free uniform vouchers to every school child across Wakefield regardless of household income. Reform has replaced it with a programme estimated to cost £700,000, a saving of £1.3 million. Cabinet member for Children and Young People Matthew Caton described the decision as common sense and what any responsible council should be doing. Yvette Cooper, Foreign Secretary and MP for Wakefield constituency, responded directly. After only 3 weeks in power, Wakefield's new reform-led council was cutting Labour's local school uniform vouchers, cancelling them for more than 30,000 children across the district. The council was helping all families with the cost of living, but now, thanks to reform, thousands of working families will lose out. What reform said and what it means in practice. Clapton's defence of the cuts was framed in the language of fiscal responsibility and targeted support. The universal giveaway we inherited from the previous administration was never the best use of public money. It meant residents without school-aged children who might also be struggling could be subsidising better-off parents. We are going to focus support on those who need it most. The £1.3 million saved, he said, would be invested in other essential local services to improve the lives of our residents. The means testing logic is not without internal coherence. The argument that universal benefits, by definition, include people who do not need them is a long-standing position across the political spectrum. But the specific application in Wakefield raises questions the council's statement does not address. The uniform vouchers went to all families with school-aged children, regardless of income. The families whose children now lose support are not the wealthy. They are working families who are above the free school meals threshold, which in England is set at net annual household earnings of £7,400 for most families, rising to £16,900 for universal credit claimants. A family earning £25,000 a year does not qualify for free school meals. They are also not wealthy. A constituency with Wakefield's specific economic profile, £337 per child per year school uniform is a real cost. This is the third significant community funding cut by Reform Council to generate major coverage in recent weeks. As we reported in our Durham Pride piece, Reform's Durham Council Deputy Leader Darren Grimes cut Durham Pride's $2,500 council funding weeks after taking power, calling it the professional offence industry. Trade unions raised £15,000 to replace it. As we reported in our Reform First Year in Local Government piece, Reform councils have also raised council tax despite promising to cut it, citing service pressure, including home-to-school transport and send deficits. The Wakefield cut is different in scale and who is affected. School uniform support for 30,000 children across a district is not a small cultural program. It is a measure that directly reduces the financial burden on families at the start of every school year, removing it 3 weeks after taking power, before any meaningful assessment of the district's needs, financial position, or the impact of the change follows the same template as Durham Pride: cut first, justify with fiscal responsibility language, move on. And this is the thing. This is the MO of reform. Cut first, ask questions later. I strongly believe that the previous Labour administration in Wakefield had the right idea. I think it's the only fair way of doing things. That way, if any family falls in hard times, they can still get uniforms for their children. But this way of doing the reform way of doing things is unfair in my opinion. It penalises working people who, despite having perhaps 2 jobs in the family, despite having both parents working, they may not be able to afford school uniforms. And Reform keep telling us that they're for working people. But these cuts seem to say the opposite. The opposite seems to be true. And this does not bode well, in my opinion, for a possible Reform government. Reform want to bring in their own version of Doge, which of course has been a disaster in the United States. And I think it will be a disaster in this country as well. It will be austerity on steroids. It will be a complete disaster for the United Kingdom if Reform get in. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. And please do me a favor and like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and do leave a comment because that would really help me out with the algorithm. Okay, bye for now.